On the world map, Mongolia appears as a vast blank space, sparsely marked by signs of life. But reality tells a different story. Beneath that quiet surface, Mongolia moves continuously according to its own rhythm. Across grasslands stretching all the way to the horizon, traces of an empire that once ruled the Asia-Europe continent still exist in silence. Further south, the harsh desert echoes with the sound of shifting sand, where emptiness teaches humans the discipline of survival. In the opposite direction, clear lakes lie within cold regions where forests and high mountains form a world entirely different from dunes and red stone. Noisy markets, long railway lines cutting across the steppe, and industrial cities reveal a Mongolia undergoing powerful transformation. Now is the time to explore the true Mongolia, where silence is only a cover for a world that is always in motion. Amid the vast steppe east of Ulaanbaatar, a colossal steel statue rises so high that it can be seen from a great distance. This is the Genghis Khan Statue Complex, the most powerful and iconic modern symbol of Genghis Khan in the contemporary world. The complex was completed in 2008, centered on a Genghis Khan statue standing about 40 meters tall, set upon a wide, multi-tiered base, radiating the commanding presence of an emperor who once shook the entire world. This site is believed to be where Genghis Khan once found a horsewhip, a small detail that carries great symbolic value as the beginning of power. From afar, silver steel surfaces gleam against the grasslands and open sky. The body of the horse opens into an entrance leading up to an observation deck. Inside the statue base lies an exhibition space dedicated to nomadic life weaponry and the strategies of conquest from Genghis Khan era. The contrast stands out clearly between the windswept steppe and the imposing stance of the statue. This structure marks 800 years since the formation and expansion of the Mongol Empire across the Asia-Europe continent. Today, the Genghis Khan Statue Complex remains an enduring symbol of identity and pride for the Mongolian people. On the Mongolian steppe, Orkhon Valley is where nomadic power belief and nature coexist along a single river. Located along the Orkhon River in central Mongolia, the valley served as the center of multiple nomadic empires for more than 2,000 years. The steppe spreads wide with low grass and dark soil divided by a gently winding river. In summer, the river holds a murky blue color, flowing steadily through open floodplains. Ancient capitals, stone steles, and traces of rituals are distributed along the watercourse, forming a cultural structure closely bound to the terrain. Mongolian horses appear in large numbers on the riverside grasslands. Their small bodies, short legs, and thick coats allow them to endure cold and strong winds. They move in herds, remembering seasonal water sources and returning at the right time. In nomadic life, horses are tied to the steppe and the ability to survive, becoming symbols of endurance and freedom. Steppe eagles nest on low, rocky outcrops along the grasslands. Their exceptionally sharp vision allows them to detect prey from great distances. In flight, they lower their altitude and use wind currents to conserve energy. The stable presence of eagles reflects the balanced state of the steppe ecosystem. Within the vast Orkhon Valley, humans seem like fortunate guests, embraced by nature and sustained by its own lifeblood. Karakorum carries a unique characteristic in human history, a capital that once governed the largest empire in the world, yet stood amid an open and empty steppe. Power here did not sit behind towering walls, but spread with the wind across an open space in constant motion. Karakorum lies in the Orkhon Valley of central Mongolia, at the intersection of ancient steppe routes. The city was chosen by Genghis Khan as a center of power in the 13th century and flourished under the reign of Ojai Dai. The panorama of Karakorum opens onto vast grasslands, the Orkhon River flowing quietly, and distant mountain ranges along the horizon. Without massive fortifications, Karakorum offered only wide open space for tents, granaries, and workshops where many peoples coexisted. Merchant caravans from Persia, China, and Central Asia once gathered here, bringing goods along with distinctive technologies and techniques. Beyond that, Buddhism, Islam, and nomadic beliefs coexisted, forming a rare, multicultural center in the medieval world. The wind crossing the steppe carries a sense of emptiness, yet freedom. At Karakorum, the past does not disappear, but rests quietly within the landscape. Among Asian capitals, only Ulaanbaatar stands amid a vast steppe, still preserving a nomadic rhythm of life right at the edge of the city. Situated along the Tul River in northern Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar serves as the political and economic center of the country. The city developed from a nomadic settlement point before becoming a fixed capital in the 20th century. Ulaanbaatar is a modern and well-developed capital with broad boulevards, high-rise buildings, and large public squares. The most distinctive feature of Ulaanbaatar is that nomadic life still unfolds on the outskirts, where round tents stand close together and herds of livestock move with the season. Within the city center, museums, monasteries, and theaters stand beside administrative districts, revealing a unique contrast between tradition and modernity. The history of Tibetan Buddhism, Soviet-era memory, and the rhythm of a market economy coexist within a broad and open space. Passing through the wide streets of Ulaanbaatar, you arrive at Sukhbata Square, where history and the present face one another. Located at the center of Ulaanbaatar, Sukhbata Square was formed in the early 20th century, associated with the 1921 revolution and the birth of the modern Mongolian state. The statue of Damdin Sukhbaatar, placed here, commemorates the commander who led a decisive political turning point of the nation. The square opens wide with a flat stone surface. To the north stands the Parliament building with its large columns, and in front of it sits a statue of Genghis Khan with a solemn presence. The contrast between the vast public space and the structures of power inside the Parliament building forms the defining order of Sukhbata Square. Over many decades, this space has witnessed military parades, protests, and moments of shifting power. Standing in the middle of the expansive square and looking in all directions, you sense that history sometimes exists through spaces large enough for each generation to step into and explore on its own. Hamdun Thrifi. From the very first moment, Bayan Zag leaves a strong impression with its burning red hues across earthen cliffs, illuminated by the light of sunset. Bayan Zag is located in southern Mongolia, amid the cold and arid Gobi Desert, known for its eroded red clay cliffs. The deep red color shifts with sunlight from muted brown in the morning to vivid red as evening falls. Amid the harsh Gobi Desert, the red earthen cliffs remind humanity more of the endurance of time than the power of movement. Kongerin Els carries the journey into another world where the desert begins to move. The contrast appears immediately as dry red hardness gives way to soft and living golden sand. Located in southern Mongolia, within the Gobi Desert, Kongerin Els is a complex of the largest sand dunes in the region. This band of sand stretches for dozens of kilometers between bare rocky ranges and dry valleys. The sand at Kongerin Els is fine and bright, changing shape with each wave of wind. When the wind grows strong, the dunes produce a low, deep and steady sound, causing the space to vibrate gently, as if it has its own breathing rhythm. Morning sunlight lightens the sand surface, while sunset dyes the dune slopes in golden orange, distinctly different from the fixed red tones of Bayanzag. After the quiet, ancient earthen cliffs of Bayanzag, Kongerin Els leaves behind a feeling of lightness and adventure. 3. In the Gobi Desert, the two-humped camel is the most resilient and enduring creature. Bactrian camels mainly inhabit the arid regions of southern Mongolia, where temperatures shift sharply with the seasons and water sources are always distant. Their large bodies, long legs and broad feet allow them to move steadily across sand, gravel and hard ground. The two humps on their backs store fat, enabling camels to endure many days without food during long journeys. Their thick coats protect them from cold winter winds, then shed as summer arrives to prevent overheating. In nomadic life, camels play a central role. They carry loads, provide milk wool, and pulling power. Local legends regard camels as symbols of patience and long journeys tied to crossings of the Gobi with no clear stopping points. Did you know that there is a mountain amid the vast steppe that makes Mongolians bow their heads and avoid calling its name casually? Burkhan Khaldun stands as a spiritual center where nature holds the authority of silence. The mountain lies in northeastern Mongolia, within the Khenti Range, separated from the familiar open spaces of the steppe. This area is strictly protected, closely tied to ancient beliefs and the history of national formation. The mountain slopes are covered in dense forest, with tall trees maintaining deep and steady shade. Small streams flow quietly among rocks and tree roots. According to legend, this was the place where Genghis Khan once took refuge while being pursued and later swore an oath before the mountain. After his death, his resting place is believed to lie somewhere within this mountain region. That legend renders the mountain more sacred than any temple or monument. Burkhan Khaldun does not invite conquest. The mountain compels people to slow their steps, lower their voices, and listen to the echoes of history. If Burkhan Khaldun is a sacred mountain, hidden within deep forest and cloud cover, Amabayasgalant lies in a broad valley fully exposed to light and wind. The monastery was built in the early 18th century to commemorate Zanabazar, the figure who laid the foundation for Mongolian Buddhism. From afar, Amabayasgalant appears with pale yellow brick walls and curved roofs arranged along a symmetrical axis. The inner courtyard opens wide with worship halls, arranged in layers that guide the gaze toward the center. The interior space is not overly ornate, but simplified to focus on sacred statues and ritual practice. Amabayasgalant once contained more than 40 worship halls and living quarters, accommodating hundreds of monks. The monastery existence is tied to efforts of restoration after many decades of interruption. Its history carries no legend of a sacred mountain, but bears the marks of collapse and revival. Amid the constant motion of Ulaanbaatar, Gandanteg Chinlen Monastery preserves a rare pocket of stillness where the sound of chanting continues to resonate among high-rise buildings and broad avenues. Few places in Mongolia show such a direct coexistence between living faith and the modern city as this one. The monastery was founded in the 19th century and quickly became the largest Buddhist center in the country. During the period of religious repression in the 20th century, most of the monastery was closed or destroyed, yet Gandanteg Chinlen continued to operate at a limited level. After 1990, the site restored its former role and attracted thousands of monks back to study and practice. From the outside, the monastery gate opens into a space separated from the streets. The main worship hall houses a statue of Avalokiteshvara standing over 26 meters tall. The large inner courtyard allows a continuous flow of pilgrims, while secondary halls create a sacred atmosphere for rituals. The noise of the city and the sanctified religious space form a distinctive contrast. Today, Gandanteg Chinlen Monastery continues to shape religious life at the heart of the capital. Pilgrims stand within the courtyard and listen to the echoing prayers with sincere hearts directed toward the Buddha. Narantul Market is located in Ulaanbaatar and is considered the largest market in Mongolia. It serves as a hub of goods and livelihoods, connecting the steppe with the city within the rhythm of contemporary life. Streams of people, including small traders and shoppers, pour into the market from early morning. Trucks stop close to the entrances and goods are unloaded continuously. Inside, the market stalls stand tightly packed, covered with felt fabrics, saddles, leather goods, and household items. Calls of vendors and bargaining voices blend together, creating a lively rhythm entirely different from the stillness near the monastery. Nomadic people bring products from distant areas to exchange for cash or essential supplies. Narantul Market becomes a bustling intersection between different communities where the nomadic culture of the vast steppe can touch the dense and modern urban culture. Compared with enclosed shopping centers, Narantul Market operates in a more vibrant, dynamic, and somewhat raw manner. Wind passing through the market carries the scent of new leather and damp fabric mixed together, forming a distinctive aroma that can only be found in Mongolia. Amid the vast Mongolian steppe, Erdenet is a dynamic industrial city formed around a massive copper mine, serving as a key mining center of the nation. The city developed from the 1970s of the last century, closely linked to the largest copper mine in Mongolia. A network of roads guides heavy trucks continuously in and out of the mining area. Trains and buses connect Erdenet with surrounding regions, allowing minerals and labor to move smoothly to meet production demands. Within Erdenet are residential districts laid out in straight lines, interspersed with broad open spaces. Outside the central area, ore processing plants rise prominently with chimneys and conveyor belts, creating an industrial rhythm entirely different from the quiet steppe around them. Compared with the vast steppe, where nomadic life moves according to seasonal cycles, Erdenet operates on fixed work schedules and clearly defined production goals. Erdenet reveals a completely different face of Mongolia, where resources and organization generate enduring vitality within an expansive landscape. The journey from the dynamic Erdenet leads northward to Khuvsgul Lake, where the natural landscape changes completely. Located near the Russian border, Khuvsgul Lake is the largest and deepest freshwater lake in Mongolia. Not only an important water source for the region, Khuvsgul Lake also holds special spiritual meaning for northern nomadic communities. The lake surface appears deep blue and crystal clear, distinctly reflecting the blue sky, white clouds, and surrounding mountain ranges. When a light wind passes over, ripples form fine lines across the surface, making the water resemble a soft silk cloth that a celestial being has inadvertently left behind. Community life around Hufskul Lake unfolds slowly, gently, and peacefully. In the morning, residents check fishing nets near the shore, selecting catches sufficient for their families for the day. Livestock are released onto lakeside grasslands, drinking directly from small streams flowing out of the pine forest. In summer, families gather to repair tents, mend boats, and exchange dried foods. Community rituals take place in a simple manner, often tied to the cycles of freezing and thawing. In complete contrast to the machinery-filled bustle of Erdenet Kufskul lakes, fully absorb noisy sounds, keeping the space consistently deep and still. Uvaz Lake Basin places the viewer before a rare paradox of Mongolian nature, where multiple contrasting landscapes coexist within a closed basin. Uvs Lake Basin is located in northwestern Mongolia, surrounding Uvs Lake, and belongs to an inland system with no outlet to the sea. The area is strictly protected, playing a key role in maintaining ecological balance across Central Asia. Kha-Nur Lake appears as a quiet, dark void amid a high plateau of wind and stone. The lake's surface holds a subdued tone even under clear skies, with a depth that feels difficult to measure. Located in western Mongolia, Kha-Nur Lake belongs to an inland lake system nourished by melting snow and short streams. The lake's surface carries a dark blue-black color, absorbing light rather than reflecting it strongly like a mirror. At Kha-Nur Lake, it feels as though all sound is compressed. Amid the vast plateau, Kha-Nur Lake compels people to pause and reflect more deeply on the meaning of nature. Gorky Teroj National Park is located east of Ulaanbaatar, within a low mountain zone that transitions between taiga forest and steppe. It is one of the most accessible natural spaces in Mongolia, yet it still preserves a clearly defined natural structure. Massive granite formations lie scattered across grass and brown soil, their surfaces eroded into irregular shapes. Interwoven among them are pine and birch forests with straight trunks and sparse canopies that allow light to reach the dry ground below. The Tool River flows quietly through narrow valleys, maintaining a steady blue tone amid grey stone and dark forest. Beyond rock and forest scenery, Gobi Desert also preserves traces of long-term nomadic human life. Faint trails crossing the grasslands reveal seasonal movement routes of livestock herds. Wooden huts and felt tents appear sparsely, usually placed near water sources and elevated ground to avoid dampness. In the morning, cooking smoke drifts low among the straight pine trees, blending with lingering mist in the valleys. Horses are released freely, grazing near the riverbanks before returning as evening falls. Gobi Desert National Park maintains a balanced rhythm of life where nature and humans coexist without overwhelming one another. The Altai Mountains stretch along the western border of Mongolia, forming one of the oldest mountain systems in Central Asia. The Altai Mountains resemble the backbone of the surrounding terrain, directly influencing the climate and water sources of the region. Altai slopes are covered with grey rock and permanent white snow, where cold air and ice envelop the natural landscape. Narrow valleys lie deep between the ranges, interwoven with meltwater streams from glaciers that form pale blue and frigid flows. Eastern winds blow strongly through mountain passes, carrying sharp and biting cold down into the valleys below. Daylight shifts quickly, causing rock surfaces to change from silver tones to lead gray within moments. High cliffs provide nesting grounds for golden eagles. This species is tied to ancient hunting traditions, reflecting long-term adaptation to high mountain terrain. Herds of mountain goats cling firmly to steep cliffs, maintaining safe distance from humans. In the Altai Range, the rhythm of life of local communities unfolds sparsely across valleys and lower slopes. In summer, they drive livestock up to the highlands to take advantage of short-lived but nutrient-rich grasses. In the cold season, people and livestock move back down into wind-protected valleys to avoid snowstorms. Life in the Altai persists through precision and patience in the face of a landscape that constantly tests endurance. The journey through Mongolia shows that stillness exists only on the surface. Beneath the open sky, harsh nature moves alongside resilient nomadic life, while cities and long routes reveal an unceasing rhythm of transformation. Mongolia, therefore, does not belong to a glorious past, but lives fully in the present, with a quiet yet powerful vitality. Subscribe to Planet Travel Today, 4K, to continue traveling with us on journeys rarely told. Thank you for watching. See you at the next destination.